I'm on a hearing sound button. Yep.
Jorge Nava, are you on board?
Yes, sir.
Is mom out of jail? Is there anyone to take my client back home?
Yeah, she's here today at the courthouse.
Okay, thanks.
All right, this is the detention docket for the 323rd District Court. Ready to start? All right, so in compliance with the Texas Supreme Court Emergency Order number 24 related to the coronavirus, we're not conducting in-court proceedings. Not going? To log in? I don't know. Okay, well, we'll do without. I mean, that's not required. All right, so, okay. There's no in-person court proceedings. We're doing this remotely through Zoom. Compliance with Tarrant County Judge Glenn Whitley's order. We're not conducting in-person proceedings. However, we are, in order to comply with Article 1, Section 13 of the Texas Constitution, also known as the Open Courts Act, we are broadcasting these proceedings on YouTube for the general public to see what happens in the courtrooms. No portion of this proceeding may be recorded, copied, published. Violations of that are punishable by contempt, up to 6 months in Tarrant County Jail and a $5,000 fine. And so let's go ahead and get started. So we have Emilio Andrade.
Yes.
All right, Emilio, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case to decide whether to let you go or to keep you here. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Your attorney is Mr. Adler, who is your present. Okay. All right, so Emilio, you're 14 years old.
Yes.
You're on probation for felony indecency and burglary of a building. Let's see. So back in July, you left the home unsupervised and violated the court's safety plan. And you're supposed to have a chaperone in any public place at all time. And see, mom told us that you've been leaving the house at night when she goes to bed. She knows that you go to a friend's house to get high. Said on July 15th, you left, didn't come back till 5 in the morning. On the 17th, when we brought you in, you tested positive for marijuana. So, all right, you weren't making much progress in counseling. And so, Let's see. We've done residential drug treatment. We're looking for placement. So, Mr. Jones, have we found a place that will accept him?
Yes, Your Honor, he has found, the placement unit has found a placement that has accepted him, and there is.
Are we just in a waiting period then?
Well, there is a bed available, so we're just waiting on his hearing, I guess, on the 7th.
So we have 2 more weeks. Mr. Who is talking right now?
Is mom out of jail? Is there anyone to take my client back home?
Wait,
Yeah,
Edwin,
she's
Edwin,
here today.
Edwin, what do you, hold on. Edwin, what is going on?
I don't know. I'm not talking.
Jorge, who was talking to you?
Your Honor, that it seemed to be like a YouTube video playing in another screen because that conversation was like 5 minutes ago.
Okay. Okay, all right. That makes sense. All right, thank you. All right, so, Mr. Jones, we have placement. We're waiting, the hearing's on the 7th?
Correct.
Okay. All right. All right, well, Emilio, I'm glad you're level 1-0 while you're here. Been here for a while, but it's looking for placement. You understand when you violated the conditions of your release that you had to be supervised because of the nature of your offense, that's a serious condition of the release, all right? So I'm just afraid that if I let you go, you're just gonna go unsupervised back in the community, and I just can't have that, all right? So fortunately, your hearing's just, well, about a week and a half from now, all right? So at that point, we'll go ahead and figure out what's gonna happen with your case, okay? All right, thank you. Yes.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
So we're waiting on Mr. Lofton. Okay, I want to go in, if we can we go and skip one, go to Kendrick Giles?
Come on in.
Are you Mr. Giles?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days, so I'm going to review your case, decide whether to let you go or to keep you here. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, I'll provide one for you. Are the parents for Mr. Giles here?
Yes, Your Honor, they should be out in the lobby, but I don't know if the folks back there know that we skipped one.
Yes, we do. The mother is in the restroom at this time.
Okay. Well,
She'll be in here as soon as possible. Here she comes.
thank you.
Make sure you can both be seen on the screen.
Okay, Mr. Giles, you're 16 years old. Well, you just turned 16. You're level 1 standing it back there. You're current, wow, Kendrick.
What's your relationship?
Or when you're 12 years old with a theft of property, a runaway case, manufacturing delivery of controlled substance in a drug-free zone. You're still 12 years old. You have a theft of firearm case, which you got for probation for.
Judge, I don't think that's Kendrick.
Kendrick Giles. Right?
Oh, you're going through his, I'm sorry, Judge.
Yeah,
I
this
didn't
is
mean to
history.
interrupt
Yeah,
you.
he's 16
My
now.
fault. Sorry,
Oh,
Judge.
So then he's 14. And then he has an evading arrest with a vehicle, a burglary of habitation 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, an assault, family violence, and a runaway. He's still 14. Gets an evading arrest, another theft of firearm, which he got probation for and placed for. Same time he gets arrested for possession of weed, evading arrest, possession of dangerous drug, possession of a controlled substance. Now, July 29th, Grapevine PD responded to a traffic accident. Oh yeah, so the victim, there's a white Mazda sped by, got in a crash. He came over, helped, put you in his truck. He's saying that then you got in his truck and took off with it, went through Grapevine, crashed out in South Lake, ran off, hid in an RV. They had to release canine units. And so you're brought over here. Yeah. Kendrick, if I let you go, you're just a danger to the community. You're absolutely danger to the community. So I'm going to go ahead and danger to yourself as well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep you detained. Thank you, Mr. Charles. Back on? Okay, we go Lucas Gallegos.
Sorry.
Hello, Mr. Lofton.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Mr. Lofton, sorry about that. I didn't know it
No,
was you.
sir. No, sir. That's not. I apologize to the court.
All right. All right, Mr. Gallegos, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day detention hearing. I'm reviewing your case, deciding whether to keep you in custody or release you. If I keep you here, you see a judge every 10 days. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Gallegos, I know you've been here for about 6 months now. You're 16 and a half years old. And so this is, if I'm familiar, you had a friend over and they're saying that there was a plan to rob your mom's boyfriend and he was shot in the head while he was sleeping. Your mom was shot and somebody shot at, I guess, the roommate in the house. And so you were looking at a ag assault deadly weapon offense. 1, 2, 3. 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and a murder. And you're not even level 1. So I think if I release you, that you're just a danger to yourself and to others. And given the level of offense, I'm not certain that you'd appear for court. And you're also level 2, so I don't think you're behaving here either. So I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Thank you, Mr. Gallegos. Okay, Caden Kello.
Yes, sir.
All right, Caden, I'm Judge Kim. Did I pronounce your last name right?
Can you repeat the question, please?
How do you say your last name?
Kello?
Kello, all right.
Yes, sir.
So, Ms. Kello, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child is brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We have appointed Mr. Youngblood as your attorney. Mr. Youngblood, can you say something so she can see your screen?
Good morning.
So, okay. All right, so Caden, let's see, you're 16. You've never been here before. Let's see. Arlington arrested you and your mom, Miss Walker, because they had warrants for their arrest related to an incident from August. I think August about 6:30, police were dispatched to a fight involving multiple people. You and your mom had left by the time the police got there. The victim said she went to 7-Eleven with some friends to buy some things when she was attacked by a group of teens and a parent who came in behind them. They identified Patricia Walker as your mom grabbed her by the arm and dragged her outside the store. At the same time, her daughter struck her multiple times. The other suspect kicked the victim as she fell to the ground, then they left the scene of the vehicle. All right, so is mom currently in jail?
No,
No,
I'm
she's-
present. I'm present.
Oh, you're present. Okay. All right, Miss Walker. So all right, normally I would ask you questions, but you got arrested for this as well. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I don't want to implicate you to implicate yourself in a criminal case about this
Okay.
whole thing. All right, so I want you to stay quiet. You have a right to an attorney. I'm not going to ask you any questions about this. Don't talk about what happened to 7-Eleven. Okay, absolutely not, because you can put yourself in a pickle doing this.
Okay.
What I do want to ask is, I'm deeply concerned. I have to assume that these things are true. Does Caden have another parent that can release her to?
The guy that raised her, but not her biological father, no.
Okay, so there is another adult that can take care of her?
Yeah, her dad, Eddie Crossley, he's raised her since she was 1.
Okay, are y'all still together?
No,
Okay, is he willing to take her?
I'm pretty sure, yes, if that's needed.
Okay, so, all right, so Ms. Walker, I hope you understand, given what I see in the report, I'm not comfortable releasing her to you because it's alleged that you two were involved in an assault together, okay? So I just need some more confidence before I can do this. What I would like to do is I don't want to keep her here. Right? I would like her to release her to another adult, but you understand you're kind of excluded from the picture. During this case, she cannot associate with you, all right?
Okay.
Because right now you're kind of co-defendants,
Okay.
for lack of a better term. So if you can get Mr., you said Cross was his last name?
Crossley.
Crossley. All right, so if you can get Mr. Crossley to contact Mr. Nava, right? I think he's been talking to you, and we can make sure. And I'm okay releasing her with an electronic monitor to Mr. Crossley to stay with him, and so she can go back her life. But Caden, you have to understand, you cannot keep in contact with your mom. Like, you can't be with your mom. I'm okay with phone calls, but that's it. I mean, y'all can talk on the phone, but you don't need to physically be with your mom, okay, until we figure this one out.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Yes, Ms. Walker.
Would it be possible, if he's not, to have my mother added as a backup in case he's not available?
Any competent adult is fine. I don't
Okay, I'll
mind.
have to add my mother as well. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the important part of my question is, and Mom, you may not have done anything. This may be entirely untrue, but I have to assume that it's true. And I'm deeply concerned about releasing her to you if it is true. So any competent adult that you pick is fine. It just can't be you.
Okay.
All right. And I just apologize for this, but I hope you understand why.
I understand.
So, all right. So, Caden, I'm going to go ahead and sign a release order. Mom, you are here in the building. Mr. Nava can get in touch with you, and then he can get the information, and we can figure out which adult can come and pick her up. Okay?
Your Honor, may I ask Mr. Nava a question, please, sir?
Sure. Absolutely, Mr. Youngblood.
Jorge, do you know who the victim is with respect to whether she's somebody who knows either mom or my client and is likely to have any sort of contact with them?
I believe so. I believe they're associated to some degree.
Okay, well, I would think, Your Honor, there would be a no contact provision on that to keep my client out of further problems.
Can you repeat that, Mr. Youngblood?
Mr. Nava says that the supposed victim in this crime is somebody that knows my client and they may associate with one another, and I would think that it would be a good idea for that not to be happening while this case is pending.
All right. Okay.
I don't know what this is all about. Don't know if it happened. Don't know what started it, but I sure don't want it to happen again.
Sure. Okay, Caden. So I'm going to put no contact with the injured party, the victim of the assault, or the alleged victim of the assault. And I'm putting only phone contact with P. Walker. Okay? So you cannot hug her, you can only talk to her on the phone. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
I'll meet you in the
Next we have Alec Rodriguez. All right, are you Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child's brought here, you have to see a judge within 2 days and have to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent, and you have a right to an attorney. And I see you have hired Mr. Lewis as your attorney.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, so Alec, I see you're 17 years old.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. You're on probation for possession of controlled substance in a drug-free zone. And let's see. Back in August, we extended your probation to your 18th birthday because you have 2 adult possession of a controlled substance charges that you were arrested for in May. These are still pending. You were placed on the residential treatment list at TYRC because you continued to use drugs while an outpatient. We gave you a drug test yesterday and testing positive for weed. All right, so you turned yourself in with your mom yesterday because you knew there was a DTA or curfew violations.
Yes, sir.
Back in September, you were arrested by Grapevine PD for possession of controlled substance under a gram. Mom bailed you out. And then mom said that police notified her of the arrest at 4:30 in the morning. And she didn't even know you're outside the house. So now you have 3 pending adult charges for drugs. All right, Ms. Hall.
Yes, sir.
So we're trying to get him TYRC inpatient treatment. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. He's on the waiting list, and there's a 1 to 3 week wait.
And how long is the program?
45 to 60 days.
And for what drugs are we talking about?
He was arrested again for another possession of a controlled substance. Because it's an adult case, I don't know what the controlled substance was.
Mr. Lewis, do you represent him on the adult cases?
I do, Judge.
Okay, what are what substances are we talking about?
Judge, it was possession of marijuana. The controlled substance, let me check that.
I'm just wondering if it's vape oil, like THC, or consumables?
Yes, yes, Judge.
Okay, so there's no meth, heroin, cocaine?
No, Judge, nothing at that level.
So here's the deal. Honestly, I have yet to see any kind of study that says any kind of treatment for marijuana works. Marijuana is a choice, it's not an addiction, okay? And so the best treatment programs for marijuana use actually has a 1-year sobriety rate of around 28%. That's the best program, okay? So 3 out of 4 people that go through treatment for marijuana end up using marijuana again. And it shows that treatment just doesn't work. So I'm just not convinced that TYRC is the right thing. Mr. Lewis, how are these adult cases, like, can you tell me any idea if they're gonna progress? Like what road are they headed down?
Judge, I believe we're gonna be able to resolve it via a misdemeanor possession of marijuana situation.
Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm gonna hold you because I think you just don't care about your probation. I think it's pretty obvious that this court and what we're doing here doesn't mean anything to you. So I don't think we can rehabilitate a child that doesn't want to be rehabilitated. Right? And that's okay. That's your choice. Right? I'm not saying that marijuana is the sin of this. It's not capital murder, but probation is probation. When you ask for probation, we expect you, if I give it, I expect you to follow the rules. So here's the thing. I know you have your adult cases. This is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and detain you. I'm gonna have you housed downtown in the adult jail. That'll make it easier for Mr. Lewis to get you moved to deal with those adult cases. And Ms. Hall will let me know whenever those are wrapped up on how we're gonna finish this one. But you're almost done with your juvenile case anyways. You're 16 and a half, okay? And we can't do anything to you past your 18th birthday anyways. So your bigger issue is your adult felony cases, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Lewis, do you have any questions for me?
I have nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
It's a weird part of the law. When they're 17, I can house them either in juvenile or an adult. It actually makes it easier to dispose of the adult cases if he's downtown.
Correct.
Okay. All right. All right.
Judge
Thank you very much. Yes.
Judge Kim, will he continue to have 10-day detention hearings with us if he's downtown?
Yes. You will still have to do 10-day detention hearings. Mr. Lewis, just to let you know, we do have appointed counsel every day that is standby. So if you're unable to make the 10-day hearing, just let the court know, and there will be an attorney that can substitute for these hearings for you for these 10-day hearings.
Absolutely, Judge.
Yes, Ms. Rodriguez.
My son wanted to say something.
Yes.
I can't, do you know how, so am I going today?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the sheriff will pick you up and take you to the county today.
Okay, and then you didn't want a reason why I had the marijuana, right?
I don't want to reason that what?
You didn't ask for a reason why I had the marijuana, right?
Well,
it's just.
Hold on. I don't want you to get yourself, don't put yourself in a spot. Don't make your attorney have any harder. Here's the thing. I'm looking at you get arrested 3 times for more drug charges while you're on probation for a drug charge. And more than that, you're testing positive for drugs while you're on probation. Like, you have to understand, probation is you're telling me that you're giving me your word that you can be good and follow the rules. And that's why you're getting a chance at probation. you can't follow the rules, you're telling me that, you know, there's nothing I can do. No, so I know you raise your hand. If you're going to tell me something, that can get you in trouble and make your attorney's job harder. If you want to ask me something, then that's probably okay because I can just give you information. All right. So do you need to tell me something or do you want to ask me something?
I'll just wait.
Okay. That's probably a good idea. I think your attorney appreciates that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Can you get that one ready yet? We can put that one downtown. All right. So Kevin Valadares. All right, are you Kevin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child's brought here, you have to see a judge within 2 days, and I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to have an attorney. You can afford one. Mr. Adler is appointing your attorney until we can figure out if you can afford one or not. All right, is the parent here?
No, Judge. His mother's in the hospital.
Oh, no, okay. All right. So, Kevin, you turn 17, well, I think Friday. And then you barely escaped an adult charge. See, Darwin Gardens brought you in for possession. We're going to report about 2:20 in the morning. Officer was on patrol when he saw a vehicle in a parking lot that was not there the last time he went by. Saw somebody in the driver's seat with the vehicle running. They ran the tag. The vehicle was stolen from Irving. They found 3 people in there. Kevin was in the front passenger seat. When they pat him down, there was a Pringles can with 2 baggies of marijuana and a digital scale in your front pocket, and 2 lighter and cigarillo packs were in the right front pocket. And you did DPP for criminal trespass. All right, Ms. Guerrero, does Kevin live in Dallas County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we know why his mom is in the hospital?
Judge, just what I'm able to read through the notes, it sounds like his mother is in the hospital and she's under a ventilator. I don't have a number for stepdad. I know that he called, so I'm going to figure out a number for stepdad so I can talk to him.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. So, Kevin, here's the deal.
Yes.
Somehow you end up in Tarrant County. I don't know why. Things are not as easy in Tarrant County as Dallas County. Your attorney, Mr. Adler, can tell you this because he practices in both. I know I'm not going to say tougher. I'm stricter than the judges in Dallas County. All right. So here's the thing. I don't have a parent to release you to, so I'm going to keep you. I can't just put a 16-year-old out on the street. I'm not going to do it. All right. I'm not going to have our probation officers drop you off. Hold on. Let me finish. I'll give you a chance. All right. Now, I understand this is a weed case. This is not capital murder. I'm not freaking out over this, but we do have certain things. You know, it's still against the law, which is why you're here. And I still have to follow the law, which means I can't just release you unless I have a competent adult. If your mom is going to be in the hospital kind of long term, you know, you may be here for a while until we can find another adult to release you to. All right. Now, you understand you just barely beat an adult case on this one? Okay?
Yes, sir.
But meanwhile, you're still 16 at the time. Mr. Adler, I think you're the perfect attorney for this because, you know, if Dallas wants us to transfer this over to them, we can do that. I just need an adult. So, Kevin, what did you want to ask me?
Can I call my real dad? I could see if he could come and pick me up.
It's possible. It depends. I would have to know who your real dad is and what his situation is. Right.
Well, I mean, I gave them the phone number and the name for my dad.
Okay. Is he on probation?
No.
Or parole?
No.
Okay. Where does he live?
Grand Prairie.
Okay. Yeah, it's a possibility. You know, you have Mr. Adler, you have Ms. Guerrero, we can figure it out. Like I said, I don't want to keep you here. You know, it's a weed case, but I can't just let you out on the street.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Devin Thomas. Oh, hold on. Hold off. Don't bring the child in yet. All right. Thank you, Mary. So we've been broadcasting these proceedings on YouTube to comply with the Open Courts Act. However, under Texas Family Code 54.08C, when a child's under 14 years old, the court shall close the hearings to the public Unless the court finds the best interest of the child or the interest of the public would be better served by opening these proceedings. Not being able to make that finding, I'm going to discontinue the YouTube live stream. I'm also going to remove any people that are attending that are not related to this case. But looks like we're all GBD.